Good afternoon, everyone. Today I am going to make some stationery for my new journal. I have come up with a name for my journal. Actually, I've kind of known it all along. I just wanted to be sure. And the name of the journal is going to be Dear Me. For our stationery, I usually like to add 3 or 4 pieces to most journals that I make. They don't all get it, but mostly they do. And I like to be creative with it. The first thing I want to do is to go down along this edge, the right-hand edge on the front side and the right-hand edge on the back side with some black embossing. So I'll take my Versamark ink pad and my long script stamp from Hero Arts, and I am going to stamp along the right hand edge of my paper. And with the length of my stamp, it takes about 3 times to stamp this. Then I will take my black embossing ink and I will sprinkle it on, tapping off all the excess. I have my fans on, so I'm trying to be very careful to not let it fly away. And then I'll take my heat gun and I will heat set this. Now that that's done, I am going to take the 2 colors of Radiant Pearls that I'm working with in this journal, and one is Cherry Blossom, the other is Golden Teal. I will take my brush. I'm just going to dab a little color down along the embossing. So I could probably just use what's out of the lid. Usually, as you've seen in the previous videos, is I put it on a CD, but I'm going to just take it from the lid and just scrub on a little ink or a little color here and there. And I'll do that on the front and on the back. And now I will do the Golden Teal. Front and back. If you remember when I was making my papers, the mixed media papers, I had used a piece of dictionary paper as my cleanup paper. So then, because I did, I now have the colors that I've been using in my cleanup papers and now on my stationery. I have it on dictionary paper. So I'm going to take my dictionary paper and I'm going to fold over a lip, probably just shy of a 1/2 inch, maybe a little bit more than 1/4, so probably about 3/8. I'm going to fold that over, and then I'm going to apply a very thin line of my art glitter glue right down along the edge of that folded strip. And I'm going to place that on my stationery at the top of the page, right along the edge of the embossing that I just did, and press that down in place just like that. And then I have some embroidery floss of the teal color that matches, and I'm going to sew this in place with just a running stitch. So I'll start at the bottom of the page, and I want my knot to be on top, so I'm going down in and then up and out. After I do that, I'll put a little dot of glue right on that knot to hold that in place so that it doesn't pull out. And then I'm just going to continue to do a running stitch up the length of this. And once I get to the dictionary paper, then that will be included in on my stitching. Okay? So I'll be back when I'm done. All right, so I've reached the top of my page. I'm going to go down to the previous stitch and insert my needle underneath and make a knot. And I'll do that twice so that it's secure. Cut off the excess, and again, put a little dot of glue right at the knot so that it doesn't come undone. So now I have a piece of stationery that has some embossing, some colors, some dictionary paper, and on the back we have the embossing, the colors, and the stitching that you can see. I would like to add a little cluster up here in the top. Before that, I want to show you what I'm going to use for a layer behind my little word that I'm going to put down. I have this piece of linen. I've got this roll of linen at Goodwill. I brought it home not knowing for sure what I was going to do with it, but I found so many uses for it. I'm going to be lost when it's gone, and I don't have any more. So I have it, and I have a piece of white lace here, as you can see. And then I'm going to take the spray that I made, remember in the last video, with Bombay India ink color aqua, and I'm going to spray right over top of my lace. And make myself a nice piece of colored lace and a nice piece of trim for our journal. And it all matches because it's all the same color. So we'll set that aside to dry. On here, I have some words that are from Calico Collage. This one says she believed she could, so she did. So it's a Dear Me journal. So I'm going to add some inspiration all the way through the whole journal. I have a piece of our fabric that we dyed. I'm just going to cut a little piece off, and I'm going to use that behind my word for some layering, along with a piece of the lace that we colored, just like that. And we'll glue that in place with some tacky glue. We could also use some fabric glue for this, but the tacky glue will work. And three of the edges actually are frayed. This one I just cut. I'm going to take a few threads off so it's frayed also. And if you know me, I don't, and have watched my videos, I don't always glue everything down so it's flat. I don't mind some of the edges up and that they can move around a little bit. That does not bother me at all. And then we have our piece of lace. And our little quote, our little inspiration quote here. And we'll put that right like that. There we have it, guys. That is going to be our stationery for this Dear Me journal. I hope you enjoyed this real quick, short, easy tutorial on how to make some classy stationery for your journals. We will be back soon for another project in our journal. Right now we're just working on making some elements for our journal, and then we'll start putting it all together. Thanks for watching. You have a wonderful day. Bye now.